Hi, thank you for visiting Monday with Maria. As promised last week, actually 2 weeks ago, I said I would answer some questions that I get when I'm out. But this interesting question was about grading. Do you grade? I don't grade. The only time I've ever graded is when we were part of a public school homeschooling program where we had to turn in quarterly reports. And of course, I had to grade. Uh, some states require that you submit or keep records of grades. That's something that would be required of your state. But if you're a relaxed homeschooler or maybe an unschooler, how to go about grading, it becomes a whole different ball game, I think. The only subject that I've really had the boys do consecutively has been math. And of course, it's very easy to grade because it's black and white. You either get it right or you get it wrong. I have some friends that their students will always have an A because they work on the subject until they've mastered it. So at the end of whatever their term is, the students mastered it, and therefore they have an A in whatever subject it is they're talking about or you are working on. Because we're living education, and because I talk with my children and they're out in the community and other people talk to my children and work with my children, we get feedback on what their work habits, their politeness, their behavior. And if you've homeschooled for any length of time, I'm sure you've probably heard that how well behaved your children are and how polite and how mature. I think our children are mature primarily because they get to be out with adults and interact with adults. But let's get back to grading before I head off somewhere else. Grading, like I said, we live education. We're part of education. If I were to have to give a grade, I've always done it on their effort and their ability. I've always been very honest with what they can do or what they can't do. I have one boy that, as brilliant as he is, he's not always mastered spelling. So I could never honestly give him an A. I would give a grade accordingly. But overall, I would look at the whole package of writing and spelling and vocabulary. One of my sons is a very proficient writer. Actually, so I would never not give him an A. He likes to write, and he does a really good job, and he's order and direction, and he just is very good at that. So he's an A student if I had to give him a grade. But I do keep their work. So if anybody ever came into my home, I do have records of things that they've done. And sometimes I even hate to call it work because a lot of the stuff that they do is, which you would say, child-led. So they're just projects that they've worked on or things that they've really enjoyed doing. It's not always that way. I've gone in and out of, oh my God, we need to use curriculum, and oh, we don't need to, and back and forth, just like probably a lot of homeschool parents have done. But I don't believe in grades. I don't think they're necessary, again, unless you have to report. If you have questions about the specifics, you can visit me at homeschoolingwithmaria.com, and I will probably post this vlog there, and you can ask me a question. Or you can, of course, down at the bottom, there's a comment section. You can always ask me there too. I'm always open to answer a question because I just have too much information in my head. Anyways, thanks for visiting. See you next Monday.